Well, good day, folks. And I think I've just about used up my fun minutes on this MF12. I've been trying to get this started, get it running for a while now. I haven't had much time in the last couple of weeks to work on it, so I spent a little time today, and I think maybe a little time yesterday working on it. And I think I'm going backwards on it. So I just want to get it fired up and put to bed for the winter, and then I can worry about it in the spring. So I'll show you what I've been doing. So this will be another disjointed video, I think, because I've been recording pieces here and there. So I ordered the new starter. That came in. Let me pull it out of the box. I'll bring you back. Here's the starter, and everything indicates that this is the correct starter for this engine. This is a model HH120 Tecumseh engine. So I had two people tell me that this is the correct starter for this engine, not, let me show you, not this round starter here that you see here. That is the correct starter. So I went online, and even online it says this is the correct starter. But there was a problem. So I think what I'll do at this point is I will insert some video I did, I think yesterday or the day before. Maybe the day before. Whatever. I'll say it's not the right starter. So I'll show you with that video. I'll insert the video, show you what happened. So here is the new starter for the Massey Ferguson 12. Now this is what supposedly goes on this engine, but it's not fitting. So you see it's kind of a squared off starter, and it's hitting right there against that metal plate there, and I don't know if we can see it down on the other end, and I can't get the bolt in. Well, I got this bolt in. I already tried. I had that bolt in, but then I couldn't get the lower bolt down over there where that bolt is now. I couldn't get that bolt in. So I thought, well, maybe if I try it the other way. So I took the top bolt off, spun this around, put that bolt in. But now I can't get the top bolt in. It's not lining up. And as you can see, it's not lining up with the threads there, because it's hitting that plate there and on the other end. I'll show you. I'll come around. You can actually see it better here, kind of. So you can see it there. It's hitting there and hitting down here, so it doesn't fit in there. So I'm thinking that maybe the round starter that was in there is the correct starter. So I think I'll pull this starter out, put the other starter back in. So the old starter's back in, and see how it fits perfectly? That lines right up with that plate. So I'm thinking this is the right starter for this engine, which makes me wonder, is this the correct engine for the tractor? I received information from a couple of other people. Well, I got the engine type, I think, the engine model from Joseph, I believe, at Garden Tractor Boy. Told me what engine this should be. So I looked up the starter for that engine, which is that He said it should be a square starter. That's that there. So I looked up the starter, looked up that starter by the engine model and by the tractor model. And everything I saw pointed to that square starter. But obviously, that's not correct. That sure looks right. That round starter fits right in there. The only thing that doesn't make sense is that it's only got the one bolt down there, not the second bolt for that other hole right there. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that's just a standard block or something for the engine. And they have different types of starters depending on the completed engine. So I'm back to square one on that. I tried to start it, wouldn't start. The battery sounded pretty weak, so I'm charging it again. Now, I've got 3 old battery chargers. I've got that one and 2 others. I had another one out here. I don't know where it went. I can't find it now. But I had charged the battery, or tried to charge the battery a week or 2 ago. Probably 2 weeks ago now. I just haven't had time to work on this. But anyway, I tried charging the battery with another charger, and so it may not have worked. I've got a third one around somewhere, although I may have thrown that one out because they're getting old and I don't think they're all working properly. So I pulled this one out of the shelving unit. I'll try this one. Looks like it's charging. So I'll give it a little while and then give it another shot and I'll bring you back. So that starter wouldn't fit. So I pulled it back out, put the old starter back in, which seems to be the correct starter. So I put the other starter back in. I charged the battery. It was a little weak. So charged the battery, tried to start the engine, and it cranked over really good and fast, kept cranking, but it wouldn't start. So I stopped cranking it. Well, hold on. Well, where was I? Had an interruption, had a delivery. I was wondering what the loud truck noise was. So anyway, cranked it for a little bit, trying to get it to fire up. It wouldn't. So I left it overnight, came back the next morning, and get nothing but the solenoid clicking. So let me show you here. So the starter's not engaging. So I don't know if I damaged the starter trying to crank it. It was turning over real good and fast. I thought for sure it was going to fire up. So that's leading me to believe that it's probably a dirty carburetor. Some people had suggested that. I was trying to avoid that because I don't like pulling these carburetors apart. But I might have to. But my primary concern right now is the starter. So I bought this tester, and now it's been years since I've used a tester like that. So I'm kind of forgetting how to use it. I think I'm using it right. Though I was okay with this kind of stuff years ago. I was never great at it, but I could do okay. But I've forgotten a lot over the years. So a little background story. During my childhood, I spent most of my weekends helping my father, either building houses, repairing houses, working on cars, working on appliances. It was like almost every weekend. So when I got to be older and I had my driver's license and I could go do what I wanted, I would get out of the house first thing in the morning. So I didn't have to hang around and help dear old dad with stuff. And so I still to this day have an aversion to repairs. So over the years, I've kind of shied away from this kind of stuff and have forgotten a lot over the years. So let me bring this down here. I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. I'm going to stop the camera for a minute. So one thing I think I'm going to do, just kind of a by the way, is I'm going to take all these connections apart and clean them up. They're kind of rusty. But what I want to show you is this should be the hot side of the solenoid. This is the cable coming from the battery. That should be the hot side. So if I touch that with the red lead and then put the black one to, well, whether you call it ground or earth, put it to ground or earth, I should get a readout on here. Now, let's see if I can do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I need a third hand. I think I'll use my tripod. So, hold on. And I'm going to try to do this without getting in the view of the camera. So, I'll bring the red lead up to the hot side of the solenoid here. And when I touch it, I touch this to what should be ground or earth, I get nothing. Anywhere, almost anywhere on the tractor itself. You probably can't see everywhere I'm touching, but no matter where I touch it, I get no readout. Once in a while, I'll get a slight readout. But if I touch it down on the slab, the concrete slab, let's try that again. This may not work. Can I reach? Yeah, there we go. All right, so I've got the black on the concrete slab. Now, of course, now it's not working. Are these all in? Huh. Let's see if I can get out of the way here. See, I'm getting something. It's jumping around. It's 3 point something. It was 9 point something. I was constantly getting, let's see. It was like 6, 8, 5. So I don't know why it's jumping around so much, but at least I'm getting something there. I would think, if I'm doing this correctly, it should be around 12 volts. Well, I think I've got it set up right. So I'm not sure why it's doing that. So those of you with more knowledge, I could use your advice. So why is this? It's usually down around, like 2. And it's just jumping all over the place. I don't know if you can see that. So I still have the red on the hot side here. And now again, I'm touching what should be ground or earth. And I'm getting getting a little bit of a reading. Oh, look at that. There we go. Look at that. And that's up 12. Huh. So it's up around 12 there. So that seems to be working. And the jumping around is probably just the quality of the connection. Look at that, 12.82, standing steady right there. So I think that's probably good right there. To the best of my memory, that's about where it should be. Let's go back down to the concrete slab and see what it does. Yeah, it's jumping around. Where else could I go? All right, well, I don't know. So anyway, I jumped the cylinder. I'll get the camera. Let's see. Hold on. Well, I'm going to end this video here. I'm frustrated. I said earlier that I kind of gave up a lot of the mechanical work I used to do. And I was never fond of electrical work. So this is just frustrating me. And over the last 14 months or so, I just haven't had the desire to work on anything like this. So what I was trying to do, I think I had in one video, I was getting a reading off of here. So I just tried to get a reading off of here. I got it once and then went back again to try to put it on the video, and I can't get a reading out of either end now. So I don't know. I've been playing around with these leads, and I think it's just a matter of not getting a good ground. So I'm going to take this apart, clean up the connections, probably take the starter out, see what I can do with that, and that's it. If I can't get that working, I'm just going to put it away for the winter. So thanks for watching, folks, and I might have another video on this, and I may not. I don't know. We'll see how my patience is and determination is. So thanks for watching.